Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on in. We are going to take a little peek at a love tarot story. And I kind of did want to be a little bit more focused and say, since this week we're going to be looking a lot at things that are hidden, I wanted to take a look and say, how is somebody feeling like on the inside right now? How are they, whoever they may be, how are they feeling kind of on the inside? Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups. Okay, well, this starts out really nice. It starts out with somebody who's got a lot of love in their heart. They're very happy. Hey, hi guys. Denisa, Jeannie, Rosemary, Cataclysmic Awakening. So lovely to see you guys tonight. There's a lot of love here. How this person feels on the inside is peaceful, calm, like maybe it would make them very happy to offer their cup of love, like again and again and again. This person almost comes across as giddy. Are they showing this at all? Justice and Two of Cups. No, no, they're hiding all kinds of things. Hi everyone. Excuse me. Sorry guys. Calimera, Evelina, Calimera, Tecanate. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's really nice to see everyone. Shout out to everybody around the world. But this starts out with somebody who's hiding how they feel, right? They know this is really important to them, but they're doing this connection and injustice. Why are you doing this connection and injustice? Hang on, guys. I'm going to have a sip. I'm so sorry. My asthma got a little bit funky today. I don't know why. The sky looked great. There was, not a lot of smoke or anything in the air, but for some reason I'm just a little bit coffee. Knight of Wands. Oh, I don't like that. Knight of Wands is somebody who's like dashing in, dashing out. Could even be somebody who's trying to downplay the importance of this connection, and yet they know it's really important, but it's like they're not treating it with the gravity that it deserves. Three of Swords in the reverse. Oh, they're trying to protect their own heart. Oh, no. No. Dashing in, dashing out, not being serious, even though somebody makes you really happy, and yet you're not really honoring. Especially, this is no like lighthearted thing. This is not some overnight thing. This is not nothing. This is the person you need to level up for. We have the Star in the reverse. I don't dig it right now. It started out so beautiful. They're so happy. But then I just see this dashing around so that they can protect their own heart. Maybe they're just scared that they wouldn't be seen as like the most amazing person, but they're in love with somebody. But they're not doing right by this connection. Okay, hang on. Let's go ahead and immediately shift over and say, universe, what do you have to say? Can you give them any kind of Eight of Cups sideways? The universe is like, you better make a U-turn and go back and sit down. You're leaving this person confused, and she's going to wind up walking away if she can't read what you want from her. If you pop into her life and disappear. Hang on. Universe, what is their behavior from a higher perspective? What are they doing? How is it that they're running in and out? Empress energy. They literally might be hiding their face from her. They literally might be, I don't know if they're on the internet or something, looking for other people, flirting with other people. Oh, Carol, you angel, thank you so much, babe. You're so generous. Thank you, angel. You're so sweet and so generous. Thank you for that incredible donation. But this is somebody who's either hiding their face. Maybe they're, just because she holds the world here, it's like, I know she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. But maybe I'm flirting around online a little bit. I don't care about anybody else. I only care about her. But I'm like all abuzz, and I'm trying to like do things to take my mind off of her. I don't like it. I'm sorry, but Seven of Pentacles, High Priestess. The way they're behaving is they're going really, really slow. And I do think that they're freaked out because they have a ton of feels. This is like, like somebody is like almost acting like this ridiculous, like giggly, want to hide and peek around the corner and hide again. We can put a more comical spin on this, but this is time not to be so comical. It's time to be a little bit more, you know, grown-up-ish. Grown-up-ish. This is somebody who's great. She's amazing, and they know this, but they're hiding out. They're slowing things down. They're hoping are they doing like a peekaboo thing where they want to see if she'll chase them? With this high priestess here, it makes me think that's why they're coming in, dashing into her life, dashing away again, and acting like, oh, I hope she chases me. You know, it's like Aries when he steals socks and he wants me to chase him to try to get the socks back. He's done that since he was a baby. And even as a 4.5-year-old gigantic man dog, if I can tell him to go get me socks and he goes on the hunt. But then he will not give them back to me. He runs around and around the living room and will not. And that goes for anybody's socks that comes to my home. All socks are fair game for him. But I just kind of feel like this person wants to be chased. They really would love it if she would make them feel, you know, secure. So I think that's part of it also. I don't want to get my heart broken. I want to flirt with her. I want to disappear again. I hope she'll come chasing me. But all of this is done with a very like tee-hee-hee-hee kind of like little giggle thing going on. I mean, it's fun on one hand because they're thrilled. They're thrilled at just the thought of her, but then we don't see them locking it down. And they're starting to kind of maybe make a mess of this thing. At least the universe says, whoa, she thinks you're not interested, or she's kind of getting over this weird game. Remember, you're rolling with an empress. So empresses expect continuity. We can see them saying, I want her to picture herself with me. I mean, what I love, what I daydream about, what I fantasize about is, you know, this is like my sailing through the Mediterranean Sea card. This is Greece all day to me. But this is, you know, me wanting all this with her. Page of Wands. But the amount of effort I'm putting in to show her that is a page or a knight. We keep coming up with pages and knights of wands, which is a spark of, you know, inspiration and passion. But they're imagining, maybe they're behaving like a page, but imagining that they're coming across as like a very sexy, I'm playing it cool, and I'm a king. That is not how they're coming across at all. I mean, this is like me when I think I'm doing like a cartwheel. I don't know if anybody has seen, there's somebody, I think it's like on Instagram, where it's like people that are training to do like parkour, but they train the way I would do it, which is I can't do a cartwheel or a somersault, but they think that they're doing great, you know, and they just like, bam, and they do the tiniest little jump. But it is really cute. It's whoever is the artist behind that is really cute, really funny, because it's so relatable. But I feel like that's the equivalent. Like it would be me trying to do parkour. I am not going to be doing parkour. Me jumping over a teeny tiny speed bump in a parking lot is not me jumping across, you know, some huge chasm from rooftop to rooftop. So maybe they imagine that the speed bump was the huge chasm from rooftop to rooftop, but they've got this skewed vision of what they think they are coming across as. They do know that they're hiding out, but they're still playing a weird game with all this. And I have to say, with this Justice card, I kind of think that they know it, but their eyes are covered, so maybe they're trying to pretend like it's not, like they're not in danger of like destroying this. Universe, what's the best advice for them at this point? 5 of Wands in the reverse. Settle down. Quit going round and round in your brain. Quit overthinking things and just settle and, you know, kind of like set your sights on an empress. You think this person's amazing, then quit scattering your energy all over the place. Even quit being so buzzy and, you know, being scared to get hurt, but also thinking this is so fun and playing peekaboo and all of these things. Just directly approach her. 8 of Wands. I would agree. It looks like she's really, he or she really needs to approach properly. Who is this person? We see that they're very drawn in. They say that they want to be a King of Pentacles, but okay, so they come across as an 8 of Swords. They are somebody who gets stuck in their heads quite a bit. They could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or they could have placements in, an air sign energy, just because that's very thoughtful. They could actually be an earth sign, though, a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. They want to be an earth sign. They want to be grounded. I didn't get a chance to ask my next question, but this card came out anyway, so we got to keep it. Queen of Cups sideways. I do think that the baseline of everything, I think this part makes me soften toward them quite a bit. And I'm like, okay, so they get stuck in their head. They get worried. Could this wonderful person that I am dazzled by, could she want me? Could she feel that way about me? Look, this is a character who has understandably like their own intimidation and fears around love. And I think that it's only fair to say everybody, especially like sometimes we develop fears around love because past experiences and, like it's understandable. Like we all have our scars. And they seem to really like her, but they are quite nervous right now. Let's go back over to this Two of Cups. And I just want to ask them, what is it about her that makes you say she's my Two of Cups? I mean, you know how important this is. And maybe that's adding to why they're so all over the map, Ooh, Five of Swords. This almost feels like, don't ask me that. And don't you come near her either. This almost feels like, normally a Five of Swords, I wouldn't read as like jealousy, but this, he's like, step away. She's mine. Okay. I wasn't vying for her though. I'm just the storyteller here. So put down your energetic sword there. Don't point it at me. Just chill out. I do feel like this character, I'm saying, how do you know? What is it about her that makes you think she's your Two of Cups? And then instantly it's like, this is a connection I would fight for. This is a connection that I fear losing. And this is stirring up old feelings of jealousy, maybe old feelings of, what parts of me aren't healed. I can't bear the thought of somebody else snatching her away, but they also are not stepping in to like lock it down. Hanged Man. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Okay, so we have both procrastination and then fear of losing out, fear of getting a heartbreak, but also, sitting on in this case, in the windowsill and not quite being able to motivate themselves to come forward. What would help you the most, character? What would really help you the most in regards to like really connecting to her? Ace of Cups, some kind of love offer. Okay, but are you saying that we already saw it, like you want her to chase you around the way Aries wants me to chase him when he's got my socks? Are you hoping she'll come get you? We do have this Nine of Swords, and he's like, it would be nice. I mean, I've been trying to make my presence known in her life a little bit. And so maybe if she notices and then she wants to invite me in, that'd be great. Okay, so he's dropping tons of hints, but is not directly doing anything. He's hoping that she will see him standing, in this case, outside the window. I'm not going to lie, kind of a creepy little face out there. It's kind of freaking her out. This might not be the best approach. I'm not saying he's a creeper. I'm just saying in this story, we're going off of the imagery in the card, and it says, we see that there's like much more like good emotion that he has for this person, but we also see this massive hurdle toward just handling things in a straightforward manner, right? This person is just incredibly awkward, which I am part of the awkward club, so I'm so not casting shade on this person. But we can see how this is starting to like really bog down his ability to like even make a better impression, maybe, because he's wishing, I wish she would notice that I'm here and then she would invite me in. I wish she would offer me, give me some encouragement, tell me I'm great, tell me I'm wonderful, tell me she wants to date me, tell me she wants me. He could be hovering around, like this could be social media wise or something, but is not, he's not taking action toward her exactly. Do you know her from the past, or is this a brand new person? King of Pentacles. So he said, I am a King of Pentacles. I want to be that King of Pentacles for her. King of Pentacles is slow moving energy, but it's seeds that have been planted. I do not think she is new in his life at all. Is this new for romance? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so in this storyline, it feels like once upon a time they could have already had this. This could be two people that were married, divorced, years have passed, and he's still like fallen in love all over again with her, but doesn't know how to like open up the like, hey, I really want to be us again together. We've already seen this with that other King of Pentacles, where it's like, I picture me with her. And now when I'm trying to figure out, are they new to each other? This is like, no, these two somehow already had history, or they already had a chance to have history. But he still sees them as, here I am in a connection with her. But we don't see this as them having had a connection. Let's turn to her for a minute. Feminine, how do you see this situation? Were you already with him? Okay, so Four of Wands. I said maybe these two were married once upon a time. There was at least talk of it. She wanted to marry him at one point in time. Maybe these two have a ton of history, or maybe this is two people that were married, or she just dreamed of it once upon a time. King of Wands sideways, though. This to me feels like once upon a time, I loved them. Once upon a time, I saw myself married to them, but I don't know whatever happened. This almost feels like either I didn't get confirmation that they wanted to marry me. This was, this wasn't a secure anything. We never made it maybe to the altar. Page of Wands. And then I'm not really sure how it ended. I just remember somehow or other, it seemed like it dried up and I left. This feels like it was a long time ago. But at one point, man, she thought this was the person she was going to marry. Queen of Swords. So she does have boundaries up at this point. She does say, I'm not really sure whatever happened. I do know I was very serious about them at one point. Everything else, as far as how it ended, I don't remember. I'm not sure how it all went. Or it's not that she doesn't remember. It's more like it's confusing. I don't know what happened with us. I just know it became a dry desert and I had to go. I'm not really sure why. I don't know. They seemed like they wanted to marry me too. And then I guess the fizzle occurred or something. This is very confusing, and she doesn't like confusing. This Queen of Swords is not into confusing. What does that mean? How have you either made peace with this or what? King of Swords. So she says, how I've made peace with it is I'll never again deal with somebody who ever gets lukewarm about me. If somebody acts like they want me, but then they somehow step back and they leave me hanging, never again. I want somebody who is so sure about me and somebody who can make a confident and swift decision. I don't want somebody who has to be like, maybe you're interesting to me. It's not that she thinks she's oh so hot and it's like, oh, anybody should fall at my feet and know that they want me instantly. But I could understand, given how weird and murky that relationship ended between them, after there was this potential for huge seriousness, and then it just like fizzled like a wet firecracker that doesn't ever go off, even though it makes all this noise and then nothing. I could see why she's saying, no, never again. The only kind of people I'll deal with are the ones where you have confidence about what you want, who you are, why do you like me, what are your intentions with me? And if you can't answer those things pretty quickly, then I'm not that intriguing to you, so I'm going to go. But the man or woman who can identify that, who does know what action they want to take toward me, that's who my partner will be. She really does not like games. She really does not have time for any kind of confusion. She's very much about like, it shouldn't be that freaking hard. You should be able to tell. Now, granted, she's very I'm not going to say clinical. It's not that. I think she just knows herself well. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have emotions or that she's like, if somebody has these 5 ingredients, then I shall marry them, whether I love them or not. Who cares? They have the 5 ingredients I was looking for. I don't think it's cold or anything. I think it's more that knee-jerk reaction for her was like, I'll never again have somebody who fizzles. They got to know if they even like me. You can't say that you thought you wanted to marry me and then I'm not even sure how things ended. Chariot is upright. She's very confident about this aspect. She is moving forward in her life. And it's like the only players she will consider harmonizing with will be a king of swords to her queen of swords. You gotta know what you want with me, and you gotta be confident, and you can't take forever to figure it out. This is somebody who will not date somebody for 7 years and wonder if they ever want to be married. This is like, you should know what you want. And it's not even saying that she wants to get married, but I think she's like, you should know if you want something serious, if you care about me enough to say, oh no, like you and me, we're gonna share energy and build together. And I really think, talk about being done with games. You notice that this is her, like, she's got these butterfly wings here as well. So this is kind of a very elevated energy for her. She's just really, in a place where she can just go ahead and say, yeah, I know what I want. She's not going to take less. I don't think she thinks too much about this because she's all about her future. Yeah, she healed from this pretty nicely. So I think it's like, all right, I found that answer within myself. You notice how the strand of DNA comes in from the cosmos and she's walking right into it. I think she learned who she was, what she wants. And she's kind of living by that. I think that's kind of like her creed at this point. So are they popping into your life right now, though? Are you aware that they're popping in, or are they doing something that's still so outside on the periphery? Like, remember that Empress card where she's holding the globe in front of her face? And I said, I don't know. Are they trying to date other people still or go online? Now I'm thinking, are they only approaching her through like an online, and for them, it's like really exciting. Are they interacting with her and she doesn't even know that it's them since her face was covered? Do you know that they're trying to interact with you, feminine? High Priestess, Justice. And both of them have the Libra scales. And as we discovered, I think last night, for the first time ever, I noticed that in this quartz crystal, there's a woman inside of it. There's where our High Priestess is in that really high vibrational state. It's very interesting to me to see, I just asked, do you know that they're trying to like pop into your life and, run in and kind of flirt with you and disappear again? And this says she senses it and then she thinks, no, that's crazy. Remember, they had the Justice card also, and they even said, I think that this is wrong. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but God, I love her, and I'm so excited to even interact with her, but I'm still scared. And so now we get a lot more of a backstory. This is somebody from her past trying to recreate something with her, but it seems like they are approaching her in like a clandestine way. She might be getting like whatever, if it's social media, thumbs up or whatever, on her posts, on her pictures, on her, whatever, Facebook, you name it. She might be sensing that it's them somehow, but then just as quickly saying, now that'd be crazy, right? That'd be crazy. That can't be the person from the past. It's not how they would approach. Honestly, that wouldn't be very polite to approach that way, incognito, incognito like that. So she's kind of aware of it, but also kind of dismissing it as possibly that's what's going on. Okay, now this makes even more sense where the universe was like, you really need to step up and talk to her because she's, and maybe this is also why it comes across as like the person outside the window, like, creeping in a little bit, because if they already had a history with her and they're trying to approach in this secretive manner instead of direct, that could really piss her off or make her feel really weird about this later on. Like, ooh, what have you been up to? You've been spying on me. You've been pretending to be somebody else just to contact me. Like, I could see how that would get, it could have a bad taste in her mouth for sure. Even though we can also see their fear and that's factoring into all of this. But I don't know, what is your biggest reason that you're not just directly connecting to her and directly, what's a real reason that you haven't just connected to her? If we have one single thing that we can boil it down to, we have a Seven of Swords, and this is my spying card, even though normally Seven of Swords wouldn't be spying. It is a card of lies. So I don't know, did they tell her other lies? Or do they kind of enjoy this intrigue? I mean, this is the person, like enjoying climbing through the trees. We can't deny, we keep getting these, like these energies of, individuals who are, I don't know, like, we have again the action of wands. Okay. So I don't know. This feels again and again like this person is, I'm not going to say that they've always been a cheater, but maybe they like the games. Maybe that's what this is about, is game playing a little bit. I want to play games. I like the thrill of rushing in, rushing out. I like the thrill of spying. I like the thrill of some of this. And that's the real reason they're not coming forward. Did they play games with her before? We have synchronicity. I feel like this is all over again. They're doing the same thing all over again. We literally have the divine twice here, once in the sky and once here, saying, you need to have learned your lesson. I wonder if this person always sets things up so that they can be chased. They always come across as a little bit shady, and then they want to be chased. And if they did that to her in the past and she didn't, remember, she was confused by them. She's like, I thought we were so into each other. We were like going to get married. And then instead they were like, I guess a King of Wands sideways. They just lost interest in me. And I guess it just dried up, and then I just left. I didn't know what else to do. I could see a King of Wands sideways being kind of like a Knight of Wands. Like, I couldn't tell. They were hot and cold. They were in my world. They were out of my world. I think that they set things up to try to get chased. Maybe this is just their MO. Maybe they're a drama queen. Sometimes people just like drama. I do not understand why. There is nothing so draining as useless drama. I just do not have the patience or the energy for that. But the fact that this looks like they're doing it all over again, the spying, the, playing little games. They said that she's their Two of Cups, but they keep doing the same thing. They're going to ruin this the same way that they did before, is what it looks like. Unless they can grow up. Ace of Swords, they know this. Yeah, I know. I came back around. Birds are migratory. Here I come back again. But this time I want to be more truthful. Yeah, but you're not starting out on a very good foot. Are you going to land the plane? Are you actually going to go ahead and come in straightforward like we saw with that Eight of Wands when the universe said you really need to handle this different? We've got the Ace of Pentacles that says, yeah, I totally want to do things different. Okay. We're waiting. So sorry. I'm trying to keep this lighthearted, but it really feels like a lot of energy spent in drama land. And I guess let me turn to the universe one last time, just for a check-in, and just say, universe, with the way this character behaves, it seems like a second round of game playing, or their tendency or penchant for games and trying to establish, covert stuff and get somebody to chase me a little bit. Is that something that is really going to be a good investment of her time if we have somebody who keeps operating this way? Bizarrely, we have the Hierophant here, and the Hierophant is the universe in this card. That's how I perceive it. And he stands there, he or she, stands there and says, look, everybody's in a classroom. And this is, the Hierophant is kind of like at least in this card, it's like we have two souls that maybe are really important to each other. And one person maybe is struggling to get the lesson, even though they know how important this connection is. And it almost feels like these two have had to learn lessons together, and one keeps dragging their feet and they just won't be serious. They're like the class clown who just won't, chill out and just get the lesson and let's all graduate and move into the next lesson. They seem to be hunkered down and not wanting to finish this up. But the universe says, despite that, and keep in mind, this is a marriage card sometimes as well. Despite all that, they are still like kindred souls, or they are still, energies that could balance each other out beautifully with that infinity symbol. It's like these two have like a cosmic connection, even though honestly, I don't quite see it, but it is not me to say that, right? Maybe it's that sometimes we love people unconditionally, even if they're still acting immature, and we're with them until they finally can grow up. They can simmer down. They can quit being, a hellion. Um, Maybe if we thought of this as like, let's say two people who meet when they're like whatever 20 or 19, and it's like, at some phase in our life we're all those young bucks who think we know it all and we're 10 feet tall, and there's so many country songs about that, and nobody can tell us nothing because we know it all, and we're sass mouths, and we're and we have no life experience, but we're just sure we know it all. And I almost feel like, sometimes we can stay in that energy a little bit too long, as we mature and we temper and we quit being a hellion and we quit shooting off our mouth all the time, and we start to learn some things, and we learn a little bit of humbleness, and we learn some strengths, instead of thinking that we know it all. That might be kind of what this storyline is about, is somebody needed to, like, I'll say, simmer and become a better version of themselves over time. And then this connection can really work. And yes, it has been a big investment of time because we see the Seven of Pentacles, but we also still see that Ace of Pentacles. This can all still change, and these two could still be really, really great together. I know it takes a while, but unconditional love does wait. And saying, oh my God, I love them, but my God, they drive me insane. And they were so immature, but I loved them, and that love is there no matter how immature they might have been, no matter how immature we both may have been at different points. But I mean, God, I love them. I can't help it. And if they ever grew up, yes, I'd still want that person. I would say that's the kind of love that this is. And that is not, I know I've sounded like super insulting throughout this, but I don't mean to. It's just all these cards really had like not very terrific behavior over and over and over again. And here we kind of wrap it up by saying, yeah, you got to freaking grow up. You've got a person that you love and who loves you unconditionally. It's time to quit being the hellion. It's time to grow up. It's time to honor this amazing connection. And you've got another chance of how to approach her. So straighten up and fly right. She loves you anyway. And this is a sacred connection. But how about we go ahead and land the plane now and grow up and go for this for real this time. That's how the storyline looks to me. Inner knowing. Thank you, Angel. You're so kind. Thank you, babe. You're so incredibly generous. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, we are going to leave this one here because there's actually somehow, some way, these two still make it. In this storyline, these two still make it. And you know what? There's a part of me that's over here going, they're going to have one hell of a life story to tell, with, how their love story went. So if they can be happy together and this will work at some point in time, then awesome. Yes, there's still some things to iron out. And yet it seems like we're on the cusp of things getting ironed out, and like a more mature approach is coming, even though heaven help us, we know it took a while. Thank you again, Inner Knowing. And Carol, thank you. Please, so generous. 11:8. Hi, sweetheart. You guys are so wonderful to each other. A hunky guy with great eyes. Calm. See, I think we're all rooting for that. If that's what your thought process is, I think we can all get behind that. Definitely. We are sending 11:8 so much healing energy too, babe. I'm so, so, so glad that you're doing better. Please do continue to heal. Annette Smith, I'm glad you like this one. Oh, 11:8, and you are so incredibly intelligent. All of your comments, you have always been so witty and so amazing. And so I'm just like, definitely like, I'm so thrilled with how incredibly healed you are, how powerful you actually are already. But I have to say, you have just such brilliance to you. So I bow to your great mind, my dear. Bobby Harris, hi, honey. Hey, Brian. Ginger Montague. Hi, Heather. Thank you for hanging with me, love. Luminous Marina, awesome to see you. Right back to you, babe. I'll see you were investigating the scent of men one time. I love that. They smell nice. You know, not that men are horses, but I like the smell of horses too, and goats also. There's so many lovely scents. I'm a kind of an earthy creature, and when I was little, we we have very few pictures of me in childhood, just because it was a busy time, I think, in my mom's life. But of the few pictures I've ever seen of me little, there was one where we are at the river, and I am sitting. I'm like 5-ish maybe, and I'm smelling the rocks. And my mom said I smelled everything. And so I'm very scent oriented. And I like all kinds of different scents, earthy, and just apparently I like the smell. I do like the smell of rivers, but I was busy smelling like individual rocks on the riverbank. So I'm all about the scents. You guys are so wonderful. Jay Herma, hi, honey. Hey, Juliet. Awesome to see you. Flight Butterfly 25. Hey, sweetie. Lindsay, awesome to see you tonight. Oh no. Oh no. Calm Seas, are you allergic to peanut butter? Are you allergic to cheese? You have cake that has peanut butter and cheese in it? Great Scott, what is this thing? I must taste it. I want to taste all the cakes in the land, but peanut butter and cheese, that if those two are together in the same item, I definitely need to taste that just for the experience of it, even though it sounds utterly repulsive. The Empress one. Hi, honey. RT, good to see you. Hi, Steph Love. Kibby Shaw. Hi, Tasha. Nellie, thank you for being here, babe. Owls in the house. Astrid Noid. Hi, Lori. Awesome to see you tonight. Katie, thank you for being here. Karen Bishop's in the house. I love the emojis of Aries in the socks. Oh, happy birthday, Katie. Your birthday was on Sunday, Virgo sis. We even share the same name, and we're both Virgos. Much love back to you in Perth. Thank you so much, babe. Happy birthday. Godzilla MC, hi. Oh, you want to drag me to Maranello? First off, I'm always up for adventure, so no dragging required. I'm down for whatever, as the song says. This weekend, you're going to Azerbaijan for the Baku race, still recovering from the collarbone fracture. I hope that's doing better. What is a Baku race? Is that car racing? I don't know what Baku is. I'll have to look that up. But have a wonderful time. That sounds so exciting. I hope you have a ball. Anything that it takes you into different places around the world is, I just think that's so exciting. I'm so happy for you. Evaristo, Evelina. Courtney Walsh is in the house. Hi, honey. Oh, Astrid, did you get a sore throat, honey? I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better. So you've had a little cough too. Okay, so it's not just me. We'll feel better, babe. Hi, Lena. Nikki O. Hi, babe. Hello, smile, please. Awesome to see you. Lulu, so glad you made it. Moon Pony's in the house. Hi, sweetie. Denisa, thanks again, and good morning to you, babe. Rosemary, so glad you made it. Cataclysmic Awakening, Jeannie Vale, Denisa, an honorary shout out, of course, to all the other night owls. EMAC, of course. Gosh, there's so many of us that tend to get together. I know tonight was a little later than it was supposed to be. I was ready to get on here at about 8:30, but Mr. Aries kind of took my energy and took me in new directions. We had to go on an extra long walkie tonight. All right, you guys, take care. Really nice to Ginger Montague. Hi, sweetheart. I almost missed you there. Shout out to Travis. Also, of course, Wendy E. Oh, peanut butter and cheese crackers. Wendy, that's probably it. Hi, crazy Kema. Hang on. Camaro chick? Did I say that right? Crazy Camaro chick? Thank you so much. Welcome, honey. I'm sorry if I botched your name there. I apologize. Wendy, did you sing? What did you sing? You went to an open mic night? That's so awesome. I hope that you performed. I hope you sang something from tonight I was listening to Bob Seger when I walked Aries. And oh, I love Bob Seger so much. Roll Me Away. I probably listened to that like 5 times on repeat. I so forgot how much I love that song. Calm Sea. Sweet dreams, baby. Mage's Magic. So good to catch you. Violet, no, you're always first, honey. You're always first. Violet is like forever imprinted in like my frontal lobe. When Violet is the first thing I think of. It's so good to see you, baby. Irene, thank you so much. Shout out to you in Sydney. Catherine Hart, hi, sweetheart. 11:8, thank you. Oh my God, you are so sweet. Thank you so much. You're so generous always, babe. Please do take good care of you and make sure you give yourself some little gifties too, huh? Thank you, baby. Chrissy, hi, hun. Hetty, so nice to see you. The bug spray cologne, Calm Seas. I kind of like the smell of like citronella though. Those candles, that are bug repellents. I kind of like that scent. Bye, Bobby. Sweet dreams, honey. Denise said, did you get a new badge? That's awesome. Did I add some? Or I think like on the channel, is that what you mean? The badges? Because I know that there's like depending on how many like people are on my channel, I think it's probably month to month. If you've been a subscriber or a member for a certain amount of times, there are different badges for the different months. Yes. It didn't let me, it went like every month up to like 6 or 7 months. And then after that, it's like a year and like 24 months and such. And so, yeah, it probably is denoting the length of time. Thank you. Thank you so much for being a member, honey. Okay, Wendy E., you said you didn't sing tonight, but you usually sing your own songs. That's amazing. Oh, that is so cool. So you're a singer and a songwriter. How wonderful. That is such an incredible gift to have. Chrissy, thank you. Thank you so much for reminding me. Thank you guys for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. So appreciate you. Hi, Sabrina. You're perfectly on time. Araceli, hi. Good night. It's what I should say instead of hello, but rather good night. Not conceited at all, Violet. Oh, the one Empress. Can We Talk by Tevin Campbell. Love Tevin Campbell. Love Tevin Campbell. He's Round and Round too, right? Round and Round. I love that one. Oh, wait. Wishing Well? Is that Tevin Campbell? My brain is blurry right now. Right? Wishing Well. Wishing Well. Kiss and Tell. Right beside a riverboat gambler. Erotic images float through my head. I gotta go listen to that song now. All right, you guys, have a wonderful night, everybody. Lots of love. I will see you guys again at least one more time tonight for the today's topic video on the other channel. Bye, you guys. Oh, Sabrina, I'm glad you like it. Keep singing, Wendy. That's so awesome. 11:08. We had Tevin Campbell on cassette tape also. Yes. All right, you guys, have a great evening. Bye for now.